Hello, everybody. We're back again for our webinar. So people are slowly coming in. Welcome to our webinar today. We'll slowly start. Today, we will discuss the root cause analysis through the chain reaction function. It's a fantastic function that only we have in our devices, in our software. It's truly amazing. Okay, please bear with me because it's a new function. So, we have some people that are new, they're beginners, intermediate, and advanced people. So, within our technology. So, bear me, I'll try to explain everything as best as possible in the time that we have. So I'll be showing you these functions, which only our device have, and they're new things. So, and we'll be incorporating it with our older, knowledge and technologies. So, the root cause. This is the key that starts the chain reaction of events in our lives. Okay, this is where this downward spiral begins. And it's the most important thing to find, okay? Because remember, our device and our software has an artificial intelligence. And if you start working in this way that I'll be showing you today, as I showed you the last time too, the entire session will be focused on that area. So if we start with the root cause, you really get great results. Okay. Okay, we know that, there's a wide range of events going on in our lives, and everything has, they're interconnected, having a chain reaction. Okay, so we do have multiple root causes. That's why every time we go into the device, it's like peeling the onion. And we'll get deeper and deeper, and that just, helps us for better health. Okay, let me give you an example. Say if a person has broken their wrist, right? They'll go to the clinic, they'll give them painkillers, they'll put them in a cast, and the doctor will tell them, rest, and I'll see you in a month, something like that. But the thing is that there's an issue here. Obviously, our body knows and it can self-heal. Okay. But the thing is, by self-healing, what does it do? It takes away from the storage that we have, leading to a chain of events later on in our lives. Okay. So if we don't help our body recover through biofeedback, through vitamin therapy, through our nutrition, through different ways, it will cause a chain of events later on, even osteoporosis and different rheumatic pains and etc. One thing leads to another. So this function is really amazing. You'll be seeing it. Okay. Okay. So. I know I want to say so much as a starter, but let me tell you that a few things about the root cause. First of all, we need to approach the software, okay, and that's what I'll be showing you today. The thing is, you find the results, and what you do with them afterwards is very, very important. Knowing the entire software, knowing afterwards of applying your different approaches. Okay, that's what we'll also be seeing today, and what we'll have to be doing with the information we get. Okay, so let's start. I've written a whole bunch of notes here, but I think you want to see the actual process. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. Remember, don't forget to tell me who you are, where you're from, and any questions we have so I can get to the questions at the end. Okay? So, again, I'm putting myself on because we have the GDPR and we have, it's not so easy to put just, anyone on, and especially with the chain reaction, because I need to know, and when you're dealing with chain reaction and the issues, you also need to talk with your client. And, this gives them a sense that, we're really digging in and you're getting the information, and it builds trust between you and your client. So, because a lot of information comes out through this. Okay, so I've decided, because I don't have really big issues, I don't have issues with my health. Thank God that, everything is okay. But, it's all the minor little things that we may have. And I have a tendency, and I do have a tendency lately, I see on the testing for diabetes. So I want to see, and I want to give you the example of what I would do here. So say if your client comes in for diabetes and that's their main concern. The first thing that we'd have to do is look at the matrix, okay, and see where diabetes is at. Okay, so I would search diabetes. Okay, let me take this away so you can see better. So the first thing that comes up for me is, okay, triglycerides from diabetes, okay, at 104, not 96. So I have like 4 numbers here that do concern. It's not in red. There's not a lot, because as I said before, I don't have diabetes, but I feel like, there's a tendency, and I feel some symptoms coming on. That's why I'm concerned, and I want to reverse that. I want to reverse that downward spiral that I said before. So, okay, these first 4 are not so red, but I want to see more specifically what's going on. So I would take the diabetes as a diabetes issue and put it first on the yellow whole train to do the individual reaction that I showed you the last time. Okay, so I do the individual reaction to get more information. Remember, we're digging for the root cause in the beginning. So we're investigating. We need to find information. Yeah. So it's doing the individual, it's testing diabetes on me. So what's going on here? What is this yellow box? This is what I told you the last time. Now, this all needs practice, to do it over and over again to get the hang of it, of reading it. The numbers here, I'm not reacting so much. I'm reacting 64%. There's an allergic reaction of 20%, a resonance of 67%, and a rectification of 76%. What does this tell me? I may not be reacting. I may not be resonating. Okay, because I don't have it. I have a tendency. They're not very low numbers, but they're not high either. I do have a tendency. But I do still need help, because you see the rectification is only at 76, and don't we want at least a rectification of 85%? So it means there is an issue here. Not a big one, but there is an issue. And also stress is a factor. When we're looking at the allergic reaction, we're looking at the stress factor. Whatever the case, when it does have even a small amount of allergic reaction, it's a good idea to also do the allersotes to reduce the stress, because apparently, something maybe in my dietary or in my everyday living is bothering me. Okay, but we're gonna dive deeper. Look what's going on down here. Link to bowel flora. So, while you're doing this, make notes. So there's a link to bowel flora. I made that note. Nux vox and hesitation. Okay. What I would do at this point, because it's only 76%, I would do a ZAP item for 3 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you the other function that I wanted to show you, since we're here for 3 minutes. On this yellow box, you'll notice it's 6 numbers here on the top. What are these numbers? These are index values from the main matrix related to my diabetes issues. Wow, more information. So while this is working 3 minutes, I would open my Matrix Explorer, okay, and I would go and search for the first index number, 333. So I go here, 333, go to index, and let's see what that is. Okay, sometimes it doesn't do it. 1 second. Let me clear it. Go to main. Sometimes if it does this, all you do is just clear and go again, 333, and go to index. Oh, there, 335, 333, 333. Okay, maybe I have been working all day, so okay. The best thing is you can also, you know, go to indexes and, you know, put it in by index number 333. Let's see if it'll work now. Oh, there it is. Okay, you know, sometimes there's these little things. Peter's watching, and I'm sure he'll fix it. Okay, so 333 has to do with my emotions, worrying, deficiency of emotions causing stagnation. So there's something going on with my emotions. Okay, so what I would do with this, I would click it once. By clicking it once, clicking it twice, sorry, you click it twice, and a queue opens up here on the top of the filters here, queue. It automatically is put in queue, and you'll see what we'll do afterwards with it. Okay, we go further down, 1221. Let's look for 1221. Go to number here, 1221. Go to index. This has to do with a type of androgen, adrenal cortex, adrenal dysfunction, stress, adrenals. Okay. So we double click and we put it into queue. We know it's been into queue because it goes, if you notice a red flashing. The next number is 862. 862. Go to index. Allergy sensitivity to cashews. I don't eat cashews. I have ages to eat cashews, but you never know. At some point, maybe I've eaten some cashews and it bothered me. Okay, so we went to 87%. Okay, as you know, our system goes directly from the piggyback forms that we were at. It goes directly if something finishes in front. So at this point, we're at 87%. I don't need to do another treating or zap for this item, but let's finish with the cues and the searchings. Here you see in the main matrix, the Q filter has opened. Since we opened it, we have 2 items there. The 862 hasn't been put there. 862 is the nutmeg. Okay, we put it into Q. 321, go to Q. Zirconium, emotional problems. Okay, again, emotions. So 2 times emotions. We put it into Q. 321. Oh, that was 321. 261. Bostenum Cablim. What's that? 261. The next number, let me put it 2904 because I can't move this this box, so I have to close it. Emotional tension and worry. So again, emotions. So there's 3 items here that was in emotions. So I put it into Q. And the last number was 2904. That has to do with key amino acids, uracil. Okay, so I put that into Q. Did that go into Q? Okay, so let's look at Q. Oh, they didn't go. So, Peter, you're looking. Q should also work in the main matrix as well, I guess. Okay, it only works in the Matrix Explorer. Anyhow, if I was in the Matrix Explorer, it would have been there. But, okay, we'll get that fixed. Okay, so what we do with those items, since they're in queue, we put them all here in the blue box so that way it could be worked on throughout the therapy. I didn't write down all the numbers, so only the last one, 2904, so we'll get that. But you get the idea, okay? So because I've written my notes, 3 of the 6 items were emotions. The other one was hormonal, adrenal, and amino acid. So we definitely have to work on the hormones. We definitely have to work on the emotions for my diabetes. Okay. But to go one step further into the root cause and the chain reaction, let's take a look here at the function chain reaction. But before we go there, we have to write down what number was this diabetes. Okay, meaning, search it again, because I should have written it down, diabetes. It was at value 86, okay? Value 86, the endocrine. We open the chain reaction. It's under the drop-down function of additional here. Okay. So the Hyatt we put, there's different information here. And what we do with the number, the index number, the value, not the index number, sorry, the value is the reactivity value that was untested after testing on the matrix. It's 86. So we put that here on the highest value. Okay. And what it tells me is at age 27, something happened. Okay, something happened to me. So at this point, you're going to ask the client, what happened to you at around 27 or 28 years old? There was a lot of stress in my life at that period of time, a lot of stress. Okay, so here, a couple of items come up that's associated with the diabetes and all the things that went through the year 27, okay? Of course, there's a chain, there's so many things may have happened to me during that time of period of my life. So we kind of look at what stands out here and what is, kind of repetitive. I see digestive going on here. Again, the cashews coming up. Something with digestive, cashews. Remember before, everything is interrelated. All our information, for some reason, they come out. So I see help, pain, stabilizing. Psychological. Okay, some kind of cold, gluten's coming up. Okay, well, at this point, the digestive, I had a lot of, at that period of my life, stress, but there was something that went through my life at about 23. At 23, I got salmonella. And for 1 year, I was in my home. So I had a lot, and I couldn't go out of the house because my immune system was totally shot. And because the digestive is coming up and the gluten is coming up in the beginning, in the individual reaction, bowel flora was coming up. These are things that are starting to, you see worms here. Here's antibiotics. I had a lot of antibiotics taken at that time. So even though it comes up 27, it was these years that were difficult for me, getting back up again, getting back on track. Okay. And at that time, I wasn't really taking care of myself. I can say I wasn't taking vitamins. Of course, we didn't have the adductor. Okay. So let's hold that thought. What we do here, since all those issues are related to the diabetes at age 27, we add them to report. We press the button and it adds them automatically to the report here. Let's go further into digging. Okay, and let's look at the salmonella issue, because I'm having a that something's going on there with my bowel. Salmonella. Okay. All right, so there was chronic inflammation. You see plea going up, a salmonella of 65. Okay, let's do an individual reaction here. Get more information. And then I'll show you what we'll do with this information. Because the important thing is, okay, we dig with it, but the thing is we have to know what we have to do with our information so we can reverse the issue and take preventive measures, in our everyday life. Okay, look here, it's rectified 102 because I don't have salmonella. I don't have an issue with salmonella, but my issue, I wanted to show you this on purpose, right? Because I don't have an issue with salmonella right now. The bacteria is totally gone. Okay, but I am reacting 71 because there was that issue and resonating. I don't need to do a zap because the rectification is 102. But this left a toxic burden on me. Vaccination, that's the middle number. The middle item here is always the homeopath and resistance to change. Okay, so let's write that down. Toxic burden. Okay, I won't do anything, but let's do another search for digestive and see what's coming up here. Digestive in large intestine disease. That's interesting. And it's in red. Let's have a look at that. And we'll go also into the chain reaction for the large intestine disease. It's reactive value 113. Okay, large intestine disease. Jot that down. So we'll have to, when we go into the chain reaction, and at this point, we'll do the individual reaction on the large intestine disease. So I'll be doing this. I want you to see this video again at your own free time and see exactly how I'm doing it. It just takes practice. It's not difficult, but it's like, playing the detective on what's going on. And it's really interesting. And I'm really, really happy this is coming up because I'll be solving my problem. So the large intestine disease, we did the individual reaction. Again, rectified 101. It doesn't want me to do the rectification. I have a high reactivity. It's pretty high and a good resonance. So there is something going on there. Okay. It doesn't want me to rectify it, but I should go into the allergies. Even the previous individual reactions, allergy was coming up. So definitely energetic link The energetics that I've already talked to you about. And by the way, energetic management dysfunction is coming up here. I've talked about that. So we're going to have to go into that. These are all indications of where I have to go to solve these issues. Okay. 303, 1236. These are the top numbers. I'm writing them down. 869, because I want to put them in my blue box. 323, 269, and 2870. I want to put them in my blue box, but also know and investigate what are the issues there. I'll put them in, but I want to go first to the chain reaction and get information from there. The large intestine disease had the value of 113. There you go, 21. 21. Okay, give or take. These are always give or take 1 or 2 years, okay, because it has to do with a proximity. But that was the period of time where I had my salmonella issue, okay, and that really caused an issue because, okay, I was in the hospital for the salmonella, the bacteria was killed with all the antibiotics, but then I was in my home for a year because I couldn't go out. Anytime I got out, I had fever, and that had to do with the large intestine disease. Okay, it was, there was a problem there. So this is really important. This is really, so this is where the downward spiral for me started for the diabetes. Okay, this is really important. Add to report. If you want, though, of course, I could look into it. See, pyelonephritis, that's interesting because, even at that, I was so sensitive. Digest, the muscle knee. That's interesting because maybe that's what's causing sometimes my knee too to hurt. So, the downward spiral that I was talking to you about, where it all starts. This is really interesting. So we added to the report. Okay. We can also go to the 603 here that it says to see what's going on. Yes, I did have amalgam filling. So we can put that there too. And let's load the other items. 303, go to index, swelling in breast, it's the lymphatics, miasms. Okay, 1236, those were the 6 numbers I'm loading here. Acid pain, okay, maybe they're causing pain. 869. Yeah, I do, because it's the diabetes. One of the symptoms I'm having, and that's why I'm focusing on this. Even though my blood tests I don't have diabetes. I'm having the symptoms of migraine headaches. These are the acid pain that's coming up. 869. Okay, all that antibiotic that I had taken that time. 323. Do it for pain. Okay, that also is for pain and emotional issues. 269. So, a story is coming out of this. Ulcers, who knows? I'm not sure about that. Okay. Some things may not make sense, some things may not, but there's always a reason. I always respect whatever comes up because for some reason it's coming up. I may not just remember, at that point what I had eaten or whatever. Cherry plum, fear of losing control of the mind. Okay. So I've loaded all my information. What do I do with all my information? I load the items. So I'm ready I've already told the artificial intelligence that I want the entire program in the background to be working on the diabetes root cause, which was the intestine and the salmonella that I had passed at that time, which that caused the spiral downwards and, my health issues. Great. What information do I have now with this? What do I do with this? Okay, where do I go? At this point, we know that we have to do allergy. We know that I should clean my blood from all the toxic burden. Okay, I should work on my intestine. Maybe I could also go into the blood library and the dietary functions that we have, and to help see what food is best for me or not. I was thinking our next webinar should be on our nutrition and connecting these two videos together. Okay, so let me show you. We'll go into the allergy. Of course, remember that we always do our startup. Okay, I take it for granted that you already know. I've already taught you how to start up a client. It's the warm up that we've already done, going into the universal therapies, doing the vagus, sympathetic, parasympathetic. You need to do all that and do the 2 suggested top therapies and the chakras and balancing all the chakras, because this warms up the client and they're ready to go into these deeper therapies. Okay, so what I see here is that mold or dust or house dust. Mold or house dust, when that comes up, okay, it means I am very allergic to dust. And remember that allergies, we know that allergies, when people have allergies, the main issue is their gut. We have to take care of their gut. So yeah, I am allergic to house dust, and there's probably some mold. Houses do have mold. So unless it's coming up from all that antibiotic that I had taken back then. Okay, I've already cut my sugar. So I've cut my sugar totally out. Okay, because I'm trying really to be careful of not this diabetes issue. And the minute I cut my sugar, that acid pain stopped. Okay, I don't have those headaches. If I have anything with sugar, and sugar is not only sugar as sugar, it's where it's hidden. It's hidden in breads, it's hidden in, it's the glycemic level too. It's the potato, the rice, all those stuff. So I've really cut that down. So it shows here, sensitivity to odors, glutens, and I've cut my gluten too. So, it's okay. These numbers are okay because I've already taken measures. If a person hasn't taken measures, you can give them their information. It's very important because 50% of their therapy is what they do every day. It's not enough only what the doctor does. Okay, so what we would do here is I would load up by double clicking the item. I would load the hundreds definitely, and also probably the 99 items, reactivity items, and from the phenolics down here, I would load them up. Okay, I would do a hyperreactant chart and do a desensitization. So that will help with the issues of the large intestine disease, and thus, of course, the diabetes. Okay, remember they're interconnected. Okay, so I'm just showing you, of course, I've already showed you how the hyperreactants work, but I'm just showing you again what else we can do, because it's really important of knowing what you should do with the information that you have. That's why it's so important to know the program and know all its advantages and all its functions. That way, whatever comes up in the matrix, you know what to do. So I don't know. Remember, whatever you want, send me in the chat some questions so I can answer at the end. We'll have time for questions. Yeah. So the history of a person, you know, their chain, the root cause and their history is the basic building block of their issue. These are what we got from the chain reaction and from the individual reaction, and reading the matrix is the building block of how they got here today and how I got here today of being sensitive to diabetes, let's say. I would do this again till the rectification is 85 and above, okay? But for now, I'm not gonna do it. And then, of course, I would do the hyperreactant therapy. I won't do it now, I'm just showing you how you do it. You would load the Allergy report items, and it says report loaded here. You would say body areas affected, what was affected, the large intestine, pancreas for the diabetes, all the digestive areas, symptoms, pain, headache, migraines, you know. I would check everything here, and I would put extended time of therapy. I would put 5 minutes and start desensitization. We get a rectification. If it's not rectified, you do it again. Okay? Of course, there's so much we can do, but we'll be unraveling more information in each webinar that we do. The main thing is for you to know, first of all, how to investigate and how to look up information and how to understand the information that's coming up. And then know what you're going to do afterwards. Okay, it's what is repetitive. What was repetitive for me was the digestive, the large intestine, okay, the toxicity, stress from adrenals, and emotions. So these are things that definitely I would have to do. And of course, when a person comes in and they have symptoms, we shouldn't forget also doing symptomatology, working on their symptoms, in other words. We also have to work on their symptoms because you want them to leave and feeling more at ease. But at the same time, you also work at the root cause and the chain reaction of events, okay? And that way you get really good results. That's another reason why I like having my session 1 hour and 50 minutes or 2 hours. So I have enough time to do everything I want. Some people say, you know, how about if we do less time, just an hour, 30 minutes? Well, you don't have time to do then things and going to the root cause and doing their symptoms and doing this and doing that. You can't. Of course, working this way with the root cause is more detailed, okay? And it needs practice for you to get better. It depends on the therapist, what they want to do. There's always the programs of automated programs of home use and easier programs that we can do, but this is a more creative way of working, okay? Yeah. Did I cover everything? Let me see. Yes, so the first goal in the root cause is to discover the root cause, okay? The second goal is to understand how to fix it and learn the underlying issues that we did with the salmonella and all that stuff. And the third goal is to apply all this information for prevention. How do we apply it? Through all the programs here in the Eductor. Of course, giving them other instructions for their daily life according to their SOC, according to their nutrition, etc. Okay. So I think I covered everything. Let me see if we have any questions. Let's go back. Stop sharing. Ah. Okay, are these all the people? I only have these people from London. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Joanna, thank you. Alvin, Latte. Do I have anybody else? Any questions on what I've discussed today? I'll be happy to answer any questions. Of course, hello, Carmen. Yeah, I know you, Carmen, you have to watch it a few times to absorb it and practice because it's a part of going back and forth and not getting overwhelmed with all the information, trying to be focused. Great. I'm glad, Margaret, you're all clear on that. Anything else? I'll be waiting a little bit. I thank you. I thank you all for watching me. I always look so forward in getting together on these Fridays with you. So our next webinar will be on the nutrition. We'll have a lot to work on there too. I thank you all. I thank you all. I'll wait a few minutes more if anyone has any questions. It's so important. The root cause is actually, it's this way you're really working holistically, okay, by going into the root cause, because you see what's really going on and you can really help them. And this way, the client trusts you because you give them so much more information. I love you all too. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so whoever needs more information, I'll be happy to answer questions on my messenger. You can contact me, or we can even arrange some mentoring. I'll be happy to help anybody and everybody. I love you all. Hope I helped you. And we'll be together again in 2 weeks. Love you, love you. Bye-bye.